Welcome to Chapter 2 of General Psychology. In this module, you will be learning about biological psychology. Much of what we know in biological psychology is due to the knowledge that has been accumulated in the biological sciences over the last several centuries. It is important to state at the outset that biological psychology is based on the philosophy of mechanistic determinism. What this simply means is that for every physical cause and event, we believe that there is a physical antecedent or preceding event that led to that cause. In biological psychology, we do not talk about anything which does not lend itself to testable and observable measures. With that in mind, we know that the human brain consists of around 86 billion neurons. Neurons are microscopic cells that exist throughout our bodies, but mostly reside in the brain. Nerves have distinct cellular components. These components are the dendrites, the soma, or cell body, the nucleus, and the axon. Dendrites are the branching, bushy fibers of the nerve cell. They receive messages from other neurons. Axons send messages to other neurons, or to muscles or glands. The cell body is the nerve support center and contains the nucleus. The messages that nerves carry are called action potentials. An action potential is an electric charge that moves across the surface of a cell from the dendrites to the axon. It is important to note that neurons do not connect directly with each other. Tiny gaps separate neurons. This meeting place between neurons is called the synapse. At the synapse, the neuron carrying the action potential spills out neurotransmitters into the synapse. These neurotransmitters dock in special receptors on the receiving neuron. Neurons receive both inhibitory and excitatory signals from other neurons. If the excitatory minus inhibitory signals exceed a minimum intensity or threshold, the combination results in an action potential. Individual neurons do not vary in intensity. It is an all or none response. The human nervous system is divided into two main systems: the central nervous system, or CNS, and the peripheral nervous system, or PNS. The central nervous system is composed of the brain and spinal cord, and is the body's decision maker. The peripheral nervous system is composed of all the nerves in our body, outside of the brain and spinal cord, and are responsible for gathering information and transmitting central nervous system decisions to other body parts. Here's a brief diagram of the CNS and PNS. The somatic nervous system is a product of the CNS and PNS working together. It enables voluntary control of our skeletal muscles. The autonomic nervous system is a dual self-regulating system that influences our glands and the muscles of our internal organs, like your heart, stomach, intestines, and so forth. The sympathetic nervous system arouses, and the parasympathetic nervous system calms. For example, the anxiety you feel before a test is the sympathetic nervous system arousal, and the calm you feel before going to sleep is the parasympathetic nervous system relaxing. There are three main types of nerves in the human body: sensory neurons, motor neurons, and interneurons. Sensory neurons send information from the body's tissues and sensory receptors inward to the brain and spinal cord, which process the information. Motor neurons carry outgoing information from the central nervous system to the body's tissues. Interneurons in the central nervous system communicate internally and intervene between sensory inputs and motor outputs. Interneurons are the primary kind of neurons found in the brain. Here's an illustration of what the different kinds of neurons look like. This concludes the nervous system module.